Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimikung.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read all of your part of Ulysses.
As.
Ulysses. James Joyce. Chap. 6-5. Her feeding cup and rubbing her mouth with a spoon. Then the scream round her bed for her to die. Nice young student that was dressed that Betheby gave me. He's gone over to the lying in hospital, they told me. From one extreme to the other. The courage galloped round a corner. Stopped. What's wrong now? A divided drove of branded gutted past the windows. One. Slouching by on padded hoofs. Whisking their tails slowly on their clotted bony croups. Outside them and through them ran adult shit bleating their fare. Immigrants. Mr. Parr said. Kiwu. The driver's voice cried. His switch sounding on their flanks. Kiwu. Out of that. Thursday. Of course. Tomorrow is killing day. Springers. I've sold them about 20 quid each. For Liverpool probably. Worst beef for Old England. They buy up all the juicy ones. And then the 5th quarter lost. All that raw stuff. Height. Hair. Horns. Comes to a big thing in a year. Dead meat trade. Byproducts of the slaughterhouses for tanneries. So, margarine. Wonder if that Dutch works now getting dicky meat off the train at Clonsilla. The carriage moved on through the drove. The quays. Mr. Bloom said. All those animals could be taken in trucks down to the boats. Instead of blocking up the thoroughfare. Martin Cunningham said. Quite right. They ought to. Yes. Mr. Bloom said. And another thing I often thought is to have municipal funeral trams like they have in Milan. You know, run the line out to the cemetery gates and have special trams. Hearse and carriage and all. Do you see what I mean? Well, that be damn for a story, Mr. Didalis said. Pullman car and saloon in Ingram. Up a look up for Corny. Mr. parroted. Why? Mr. Bloom asked. Turning to Mr. Didalis. Would it be more decent than dabbing to abreast? Well, there's something in that. Mr. Didalis granted. And Martin Cunningham said, cuffing onto the road. That was terrible. Mr. Purr's shocked face said, and the corpse fell about the road. Terrible. First round on these. Mr. Didalis said, nodding. Gordon Bennett Cup. Praises be to God. Martin Cunningham said piously. Wow. Upset. A thing bumped out onto the road. Burst open. Too large for him. I'd face. Bray now. Mouth full and open. Asking what's up now. Quite right to close it. Looks wide open. Then the insides decompose quickly. Much better to close up all the orifices. S. Also, with wax. The sphincter loose. Still up all. Then fees. Mr. Power announced as the carriage turned right. Dunphy's corner. Morning coaches drawn up, drowning their grief. I pause by the wayside. Tip to position for a pub. Expect we'll pull up here on the way back to drink his health. Pass round the consolation. The elixir of life. But suppose now it did happen. Would he be different? I'll say cut him in the knocking about. He would and he wouldn't. I suppose. Depends on where. The circulation stops. Still sunlight is out of an artery. It would be better to bury them enraged. A dark red. In silence they drove along Fitzroy Road. An empty hearse trotted by. Coming from the cemetery. Looks relieved. Cruscan's Bridge. The Royal Canal. Water rushed roaring through the sluices. A man stood on his dropping verge. Between clamps of turf. On the towpath by the loch of Slacktithodoris. Aboard of the Bugaboo. Their eyes watched him. By a haulage rope past beds of reeds. Over a slime. Mud-choked bottles. Herring dogs. Athlon. Oningar. Moively. I could make a walking tour to seemly by the canal. Or cycle down. Hire some old grok. Tafety. Wren had one the other day at the auction, but a lady's. Developing waterways. James McIntosh to Romeo the ferry. Ship transit. By easy stages. Houseboats. Camping out. Also hearses. To heaven by water. Perhaps I will without writing. Come as a surprise. Lakes Hill. Clonsilla. Dropping down loch by loch to Dublin. With turf from the Midland bogs. Salute. He lifted his brown straw hat. Saluting Petty Dignam. They drove on past Brian Boring House. Near it now. I wonder how is our friend Fogarty getting on? Mr. Parr said. Better ask Dunkernan. Mr. Didalis said. How is that? Martin Cunningham said. Laughed and weeping. I suppose. Though lost to sight. Mr. Didalis said. To memory, dear. The carriage stood left for Finglas Road. The stonecutter's yard on the right. Basta. Crowded on the spit of land, silent ships appeared. White. Sorrowful. Holding out come hands. Knelt in grief. Pointing. Fragments of ships. Hien. In white silence. Appealing. The best obtainable. There's H. Denany. Monumental builder and sculptor. Art. On the curbstone before Jimmy Gree. The sextons. An old tremsat. Grumbling. Emptying the dirt and stones out of his huge disbarn awning boot. After a light journey, gloomy gardens then went by, one by one. Gloomy houses. Mr. Parr pointed. That is where Childs was murdered. He said, to be continued.